you.
Velocity 85 contact tower. Actually, velocity 85 squawk, normal forming, please.
Charlie, we'll hit Boston.
Right then.
Velocity 85 contact tower
Yep.
on 120.9.
Captain, the fuel is 2666. Do you want that, or would you like a bit more?
That's good.
Yeah. They've been good this morning, actually, so we haven't really extra.
All worked out. I've got a copy here.
Oh, okay. So this is my one, is it? Okay.
Good.
I shall do the ACARS stuff.
Roger.
United 235, you can turn left on your next taxiway and park in any open vehicle.
Phoenix, good morning. Worldwide 2397. I park clearance, please, to San Francisco.
Last call, please repeat, Wilson.
Worldwide 2397.
$15.40.
And One World 2397.
Phoenix, this is Worldwide 2397. Go ahead with clearance.
Worldwide 2397, clear to San Francisco International Airport via the ISO 3 departure, control or transition, then is filed. Flying via the SID, departure on 128.65, squawk 07.
Clear ISO 3 departure. I just say again the initial altitude, and I'm at 128.65, and say again squawk.
Worldwide 2397, you'll climb via the SID, and your squawk code is 0723.
Climb SID and 0713, Worldwide 2397, thank you.
Worldwide 2397, read back direct, push and start your discretion, advise ready taxi, spectrum 25 right.
Runway 25 right, and Worldwide 2397.
So the fueling's complete?
No,
it's
not yet.
going up to 26.7.
Going
Reading
up
the wrong
to-
one.
Yeah, just ton and a half still to go. Two and a half, sorry. 2.5.
What's it going up to? 28 or?
No,
It's got pre-select there.
66.
6.7.
Oh, yeah.
267, yeah.
Yes, position is good. Route.
738, requesting taxi.
Velocity 738, pitch ground, runway 25 right,
X.
taxi via Charlie,
Mach 25 right, Charlie, Romeo, velocity 738.
Charlie.
Phoenix, good afternoon. Mike Charlie 012 requesting IFR clearance to San Francisco.
Do you remember what the departing runway was when you were coming in?
It's 25 right, so it's sort of in the middle of the two. So there's 25 left, 25 right, and 26. 26 and 25 left are being used for arrivals, and 25 right is for departures.
Okay, I'll set that in for now.
Okay.
squawk 0723.
So,
Evo 3 in transition, climb those first is, departure frequency 28.65 and 0723 in the box, thank you. Mike Charlie 012.
Mike Charlie 012, read back correct, push and start your discretion, advise ready taxi, spectrum 25.
Oh, I've got 2 flight plans here.
yeah, you may have, I thought Dan was printing them the way I normally did, which was 2, and so you may have a couple of extra pages.
Okay.
You have
Okay, I got 3 flight plans.
3 flight plans.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if, because I've got one here, I might be missing a page, but
Okay.
so far I've got what I need. Obviously saving paper is not as
Yeah.
high as concern as saving fuel.
And we're going to run PSX weather on this one, Craig.
Say again?
We're running PSX weather now.
Okay, cool. For the QNH, what do we put in? Because it's not a QNH.
I'd switch it to QNH on the dial and take a reading,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah,
then switch
good
it
idea.
back. It's the only way, really.
Yeah, 101.
number 2.
And do you know the wind and temperature for...
Have you got weather on there somewhere?
Yeah, I've got,
Towards the back?
we can put in the latest one. So you can put in temperature?
Yep.
12.
Yep.
Wind, 250 at 5. And that was just less than an hour old, so should be good.
Okay, cool. What else do we need? Estimated takeoff weight?
Is 270.5.
0.5.
Decimal 5.
Departure 138 decimal 865 and 0755 German card rolls and closer. German card is sim for 0, read back right.
So the flight plan is Jolar, Curver, J12 DCAS, direct boil, direct Av,
Ascent.
makers, server, San Francisco. Execute.
External power at the moment.
Okay, so you can start the APU.
Okay. APU.
539 clear the San Francisco
And the clearance frequency, Dan?
Is tuned at the moment, 11975.
Excellent, thank you. So I'll call for clearance.
Okay.
So, and if you have an information, an ATIS information number,
Squawk is 0745.
or letters.
Hotel. Hotel, Angus.
Hotel?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a surprise because it's been alpha almost every time.
Yeah.
So these guys have
There
actually
was an
changed
error
it.
getting the performance for some reason.
It's which?
Delta 2090 received audio.
Double check that, Dan. So all of that information is correct, yeah?
Yeah, looks good. Yeah.
25
Yeah.
right for departure.
The error calculating card. Okay, I mean, yesterday we just ran it again, and if it calculates fine, it clears the data, and the fact it hasn't suggests it had a bit of a hiccup.
Are you able to make that 180 right there?
So, I2 second takes quite a long time to set an
Say that
aircraft
again?
like this up.
Say that again?
Adler 219
Oh, sorry, I'm talking to the screen.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Okay,
why
you
you
happy?
guys aren't talking.
Okay. You happy to go on APU now, yeah? And ditch the ground power? Okay.
Okay. On.
Stu's
He's
dad's just gone.
gone to get some sleep.
Yeah.
I2 sec.
We're
so
on roughly about here.
they're complex pieces of
Yep.
aircraft, and you can't afford to make a piece of equipment. You can't afford to make any mistakes. So
Yeah,
airlines
so we're
have
B22 here.
so procedures they go to set an aircraft up ready for
Okay,
flight.
so we're
make sure they
sort of
can't
in
forget anything.
between them.
And lots of checklists and checking, cross-checking. The two people talk to each other a lot to check that nothing's been missed.
Okay.
Lots of crashes have been caused by people missing things. Stages
Dry
like
cough.
this. So it can
something
take
like
about 20 minutes. We're generally a bit quicker than that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, water, please.
I'm alright, thank you.
Oh, actually, no, I've got a drink. I've got a drink. Don't worry.
But at the moment, I just say we're just finishing paperwork. Angus is doing some calculations, make some notes.
Cleared, San Francisco,
And now we're going to have a, then we'll get our clearance from ATC, so our instructions for the flight.
Delta 209, read back correct. Pushing start your discretion. Advise ready taxi. Expect runway 25 right.
25, right?
Yeah.
Push runway 25 right, level 209.
Clarence, good evening. Speedbird.
Requesting taxi, runway 25 right.
Last caller, please repeat.
Yeah, Phoenix Mount Mike Charlie 012, requesting taxi, runway 25 right.
Mike Charlie 012, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie 1.
Richard, you might not miss us. It depends how long it takes us to get out.
Speedbird 125 heavy. Do you receive audio?
So ATC is very busy as usual, so we're just trying to get in.
And Clarence, Speedbird 47 Charlie in sequence.
47 Charlie, current summary question number 3.
I think it would be an ISU 3 RNAV departure.
Yeah, that was what's
runway
filed.
25 right.
Yeah.
So is that in the FMC yet?
No,
or-
I'm just going to wait till I get a clearance.
Okay.
But put it in because I've heard other people getting it. And you could put in the runway because I don't see it sitting there anymore.
Yeah. The only thing is we've got an ISU 2, not an ISU 3.
Right, let me see what I've got.
Alpha, we're down to a bit skeleton crew now as it works towards the end of the week.
I get ISO 3.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
only
use
an
that.
ISU 2. Yeah.
It'll be a. We can. What we'll do is we'll just check it in the nav database.
Speedbird
Yeah.
7 Charlie heavy, have your clearance advisory copy.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, information hotel gate Bravo 24, ready to copy.
Speedbird 47 Charlie heavy, clear to the San Francisco International Airport via the ISO 3 departure, controller transition, then as filed, climb via the SID, departure on 128.65, squawk 0751.
Speedbird 47 Charlie is cleared to San Francisco on the ISO 3 departure, JOLAR transition. As 5, climb via the SID, departure frequency 128.65, squawk 0751.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, read back correct, push and start your discretion, advise ready to copy, advise ready to taxi, expect runway 25 right for departure.
Anticipating 25 right, push our discretion, call for taxi, Speedbird 47 Charlie. Okay, that makes it simple.
Good morning,
Okay.
American
So on the SID it looks like it's up to about flight level 180.
8,000.
American,
So we're taking off of 25 right, so have you entered it in?
So I haven't executed it yet, so
You
it's
got
the
the
ISO 2, 25 right on the JOLA transition.
I agree.
Okay?
Execute. So then we'll look in legs. You can follow it along in legs, and I'll read it off to you.
Okay, yep.
That way we can confirm that with the ISO 2 is the ISO 3 that we were filed. So off 25 right, climb heading 258.
Yep.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
I got that in the heading select to 1640 feet.
Yep.
Then direct Keens.
Yep.
Okay, and then from Keens, a track at 259 to ISO.
Yep.
Then on transition, maintain 8,000. So we can put that in the altitude. And if you had to put that in the box somewhere, expect higher 3 minutes after departure.
Okay.
So were you looking to put that in somewhere? Or you were just looking
No,
about the
because
altitude?
it's not a restriction itself, is it? So.
Yeah, it's the top altitude's 8,000 on the departure.
Oh, okay, on
So-
my chart I don't have that. So.
Of course, what do you have it, 2 or 3?
Again?
But
On this chart I've got 3, the RNAV 3.
okay, so does it have a text there for the SID or just the diagram? If you what the Jepson has, it has the routing, but then it also has the text, and you go by the.
Oh yeah, initial climb 8,000. Yeah, I
there you
got it.
go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
departure 1025 off of
There it is, good, alright. Okay, so, did we get the performance
No,
info?
that's not coming through for
Okay,
some
you want to
reason.
go corporate jet?
It's
We don't
up
need
to
to
you.
reduce? Let's go.
Yeah, can do.
Mach
Okay.
87.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's review then the performance. So I guess
Okay.
we go. There we go. So I'll read them off to you.
Okay, 0 fuel weight.
0 fuel weight is 245.2. And you're adding in the fuel of 26.7. You should come up with something close to 270.5.
Yep, 271.8. Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
And,
reserves.
Reserve is, that's the diversion plus the reserve, right?
Yep.
So 33 plus 47 is
20's not even running his
hell's that,
latest
7,
version of his own
10,
software.
so that's 8. Eighth. Those two
Yeah.
added
They're
together?
on 2.1.3.
No, 7.9.
Good.
Perhaps
Yep.
there's a problem.
That cost index 0.
Yep.
Cruise altitude is 360. And
Cross limb. No D-ray.
no, so we'll do climb 1.
Okay.
That'll be good. So we go to takeoff. 20 degrees. And 1,000 for the accelerate and 1,000 for the thrust reduction. We had that the last time. It was saying unable.
Okay.
So thrust reduction also at 1,000. The next line there, change that one to 1,000.
Yeah, I have done. I've
Next
changed
line.
that one. Which one?
The next
Oh,
line, yeah. There.
yeah.
So it'll thrust reduce
Okay.
at 1,000 also instead of waiting for flaps.
Yep.
And then we'll select those 3 speeds, which will enter
Okay.
them. The 149 goes up here.
Yep.
And CG, MACTOW, load sheet, I think, right?
I got MACTOW 19 on there, but
yeah.
19, okay. All right, so back to thrust, so that legs, that should be good. All right. Okay, so we got 15. So we're doing a pushback from gate 24.
Yep.
So we want tail to be south, nose to the north.
Correct, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So do we select that with you or put it in here?
that's
or?
ready to go.
Done
If
already?
it works,
Okay.
it should just go. Yeah.
All right. And we don't need to request engine start here or pushback, so we'll do that at our discretion.
Yep.
And then we're going for 25 right. Confirm?
Yep.
Okay. So you would expect it would be a right turn Charlie, right turn Romeo.
Yep.
Down and maybe hold short at Romeo. Or even Echo 13. And which way do you do it? You do it with the captain takes the clearance? That's the way Peter does,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Okay,
yep,
so I'll
yep,
do that.
Exactly the same. Yep.
And then we're going to be departing off 25 right. It'll be standard takeoff and aborts, which are flap 20 and corporate takeoff power. It'll be standard takeoff and aborts, which are anything either one of us see below 80 knots. Either one of us can call reject to bring it to a stop on the runway. I'll set the parking brake and we'll assess the situation. After 80 knots and before a V1 of, index, takeoff. Before V1 of 126, I reject for any fire, engine failure, loss of directional control. Otherwise, it'll be, we'll take it into the air after 126. In the event of an engine failure, I'll climb out at 149 up to 159, up to 1,000 feet, and then accelerate and clean up on schedule. If it's a fire, the memory items would be to reduce the affected thrust lever. So you'll identify it, and I'll confirm, protect the others, you'll bring it back to idle. You'll identify the affected fuel controller. I'll protect the others, you'll go to cutoff. You'll identify the affected fire end, I'll agree, you'll pull. And you'll put to the extinguisher 1, you can start a 30-second timer on the first extinguisher, and if it doesn't go out, we've got time for the second. You'll get into the checklist. I'll declare the emergency and handle ATC while you're running the checklist.
Okay.
And we're below landing weight if we need to come back in.
Yep.
So what was the ILS that you guys came in on?
It was on 26, runway 26.
Okay, so if we had to come back in immediately if we were on fire, it would be 111.75, 75 / inbound track 258, and I put it in the pre-select, so if I needed the ILS immediately, you can just punch it in. I can go to raw data and just come around and back in.
Okay.
And the SID, we just reviewed, and it's matched, so it'll be LNAV, VNAV, and it was climb on the heading of 258 to 1640, so LNAV will cover that because we saw it in there. We have to, in the US, we have to maintain 200 knots until 3,000 above ground, which is, airport elevation here is 1160, is that it? Yeah, 1135, so we can, what is the altimeter? Correct one?
We came in on a 312.
Okay, so we'll check. There may be a new one because I'm not getting exact. I should see 1135, thereabouts was 45, so it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So the acceleration would be through about 4,200 feet out of 200 knots, but I think the way this cycles, we should be well within that.
Yeah.
And we're transitioning through 180 in the climb to 360. Any questions?
Nope, that's fine.
Very good.
Right. Down my barrow.
Alright, was it velocity 25 that's calling for clearance?
So, if you want to do, let's run the pre-flight checklist, I think it is.
Okay.
Velocity 25.
Pre-flight checklist. Inspections and security.
Complete.
Oxygen.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Alright, I'm just giving mine, which will cover everything. I see 30 on the airspeed, V1 of 126, V2 of 149. I needed LNAV, VNAV, and it shows heading.
You happy with that?
Yeah. Isn't it normally Toga Toga?
Yeah.
So what's missing that?
Just recite
cycle
the
flight direct.
flight
Thank you.
directives.
Okay.
And then
Well,
back
that
on
probably because we didn't have the runway. I went to heading select again. Maybe that's because the departure is heading until a certain altitude.
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah,
it
it is.
captures
Yeah,
LNAV?
258 heading.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
8,000 is the restriction on the SID. 3012 given 1150, which is a little high, so there might be a new one. And what do we have here? Is this, that's ground. Do we have tower?
I think that is
20.9?
tower. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so we're set there, and the squawk.
0751. I've got in.
Okay. Excellent. So that looks good.
Okay. Park brake
is set. Indicating.
Yep.
No demerit points from Peter. I got it.
Fuel control switches.
4 off,
PFD.
as briefed.
Takeoff speeds.
They are 126, 132, 149.
Okay.
And bugged.
CDU pre-flight.
Complete? As you understand it?
Yep.
Yep.
And taxi and takeoff briefing.
Complete. Any questions?
Nope. That's fine.
All right. So you're ready. We'll I'll contact the ground crew. So doors. So we do that. The doors through the sim menu here.
We are clear to be active, and we are actually already taxiing to
Doors auto. See one of those lights go out. Let me know the doors are closing. There we go. Back doors closing.
Okay.
And
my-
you're going to do the before start flow. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
That's supposed to go to
Yeah.
Okay, so we cleared via to San Francisco via India Zulu 02.
Worth a try.
Runway heading.
Same.
Squawk 0,
Same again.
07, and
Okay, so we've got tank to edge.
28.65.
And I believe these two are auto. Are they not? Dan, do these auto?
Yeah, they go. Middle ones go to auto. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Ground show, we're having problems with their comms. They said it's an Evo 2.
Aft cargo off.
That's going
That's
back.
good.
Runway, please, sir.
Oh, that's the bridge.
Last caller.
I thought we were moving. Okay.
Yeah, Qantas
Okay, very
25,
good.
easy
That's
to
pretty cool.
departure. We missed
Alright,
the
so you...
transition, and can you give us
And do
our
we do it
runway, please, sir?
before start checklist? Now?
Yes, yep.
Okay, so let's do that.
It'll be the Joler transition, and you
Okay,
expect
flight
the
deck door.
25 right for departure.
Closed.
Passenger signs.
Both on.
128650707, Qantas 25.
Beacon.
Both on.
Transponder.
Go to auto.
That's the before start checklist complete.
Okay, so I'll talk to ground crew, which is it flight, Dan?
Yep.
This one here?
Yeah, flight and then pull back to the interphone
Yes.
for 2 or 3 seconds.
And flight tech to ground crew, ready for push, facing north, please.
Alright guys, who am I missing here?
I remember I'm jinxed with this, so, you know.
Back. I think I have to go to this way when I'm on this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can never...
Heavy cleared to
Ground
San
crew
Francisco
from
International
flight deck,
Airport with
ready
a
for
Buckeye
push,
departure
push
from
north.
Palm Mill transition, then as filed. Flying via the SID, departure on 128.65, squawk 0765.
Try.
Okay,
Right, once more, Angus.
Okay, no problem. And it is this one here, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And flight deck to ground crew, ready for push, push north, please.
5, confirm, air transport, that is it, heavy.
Air transport 86 heavy, reback.
There we go.
Advisory taxi, expect from 125.
Brakes off.
Okay, 25 right, and we'll call for taxi, air transport, 86, thank you.
Moving.
Oh, brakes.
That's it.
Pushing back.
Parking. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, ground crew's given us clearance to start, so you can go ahead and start. I keep saying 2 and 3, so I'll get it right this time and say 3 and 4.
Starting 3 and 4.
Look at the scenery, that's great.
Alright, all traffic frequencies. Is there anyone else that I missed for clearance?
These triple cutting them out automatic.
Phoenix ground, Qantas 15 with you, stand Charlie 4 with
Set parking brake, please.
Parking brakes set.
Qantas 15, Phoenix ground, good evening. Clear to San Francisco International Airport.
I think we're still moving.
Yeah, I noticed that.
A little bit of a...
Dying system removed and steering bit removed.
Okay, cheers. See you next time.
Yeah, I think we know about that one.
Clear to San Francisco.
Hardy knows about that one.
Via the ISO 3 seat, the Jolo transition. Climb via the SID for departures on 128.5, and please repeat the squawk 07.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. 1 and 2.
You thought your work was done, didn't you?
Roger that, 0757 for Qantas 15.
Qantas 15 rebound red.
Qantas.
Discretion, advisory to taxi, spectrum 125. Mike Charlie 012 monitor, southbound 20.9er.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah.
FedEx 1471 Phoenix ground, South Cargo, taxi via hotel.
Thank you very much for what you do. Ground,
Happy for the APU to go off.
Very good.
Stand Bravo 21 requesting airways clearance to San Francisco.
Okay, let's watch here.
So,
So,
last call with the axe. Is that the call?
roll's good. Pitch is good.
November Alpha X-ray.
Rudder's good. Trim, was it 6?
San Francisco National.
Yep.
Via the ISO 3 departure. Fuller transition. That is allowed.
Six
Via the
is
SID
set.
departure.
And
Squawk
I think that's all good, so we need to do an after start checklist?
Before taxi.
Or before taxi. Okay.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Anti-ice.
Is 5 auto not required?
Recall.
Did you recall?
I did.
Okay, clear.
RTO. Sorry, brake. Auto brake.
Rejected takeoff, RTO.
Flaps.
Flaps are 20, it's 20 indicated.
Ground crew clearance.
They're clear, saw the pin.
Before taxi, checklist complete.
Excellent, thank you.
0752.
November Alpha X-ray 22. Be back recommendation. Start your discretion. Advisory tax. Expected to 25 minutes.
Roger, Mission Start by discretion with advisory ready for taxi and 25 Alpha departure. Marshal Way 22, thank you.
All Phoenix, FedEx is 941 Hotel. Hotel are going to South Cargo.
FedEx 941 Phoenix ground. South Cargo taxi via hotel.
Actually, Hotel, FedEx 941, thank you. And Phoenix ground, Qantas 479, we are ready for taxi and we are receipt of hotel.
Qantas 479 Phoenix ground. Runway 25 right. Taxi via Delta.
Delta and Romeo, okay.
Taxi via Delta, Ringo, 24.
So we should hear Charlie Romeo.
Phoenix ground, ready for taxi.
Last caller, Mr.
That's why we have 30 minutes in the taxi fuel, right?
Yep.
Adler G, 25 right, taxi via Delta.
Qantas 25, good push stop.
Ground Speedbird 47 Charlie, information hotel, Bravo 24, ready taxi.
Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie, Romeo.
Taxiing for 25 right, Charlie and Romeo, Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy.
Pretty much straightforward. There's BA just pushing back over there, so.
Phoenix ground,
Got it.
421, ready for taxi with hotel.
So clear on the right,
Yep, clear on the
Adler
right.
219,
clear on the left.
Break, American
Watch out for that
51.
BA over there.
Yeah.
Just push back.
I'll type it if you prefer. Oh, I can
Yeah.
message him actually.
Phoenix ground, Qantas 25, requesting push and stop.
Yeah, it shows 0 in there because there's so many different options, different things you can get. Depends what level you want to buy it at.
American 421, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie, Romeo.
25 out there, Charlie, Romeo, American 421.
Don't know if you want to ask if you can go round him at all.
We'll go behind him. I'd like to see this. I'd like to see the two Speedbirds lined up.
Free. Yeah, that's what we all want.
And you can
We have to calculate everything.
off. US Airways hangar. Let's see.
Hi.
Look at that catering truck driving right under the nose. So that we're taxiing between that 37 and the US Airways hangar.
3 Tango Kilo, clearance on our question.
47's faster than the 777. I think I heard.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a question that I think it was Gary. Sorry, Godfather. We got a call from the cabin. So it's
Yeah,
Yep,
cabin.
cabin ready.
And he was saying that I wonder what it is that makes the 47, which is a older aircraft, outfly the 777. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because you'd see that big bubbleless nose, you'd
Heavier,
think, well, that
yeah.
one, yeah.
More drag.
Certainly got powerful engines on a 777, so you wouldn't think it would be the engines. Because the 47 certainly has the...
I suppose they're all
heritage.
computer designed and they're designed for efficiency
Yeah.
rather
'Cause
than...
it's just, yeah. Yeah, because maybe the 777 was built for size with 2 engine only, for maintenance costs.
Bravo, it'll be 25 right.
25 right departure,
And the 747 was just designed to fly as its wing was designed and goes quickly.
209, runway 25 right, taxi.
73 just coming up
Yeah,
there.
coming up the taxiway, yeah, so that would have been...
Oh, dip on.
by Charlie Romeo, Delta 209.
Thompson, 1 Juliet Whiskey, have your clearance measure Capt.
Go ahead, Thompson, 1 Juliet Whiskey.
1 Juliet Whiskey, clear the San Francisco International Airport.
Like he's
It is
moving?
free departure, transition.
I've met that guy.
Flying via the SID.
1 Juliet Whiskey.
Yes?
073.
Met him in Corfu.
Really?
Yeah. Out of all places.
What do you mean met him? You, literally?
He's a cabin attendant on an airline, shall we say. I won't say the actual airline name, but he was on the flight that I was on, and I was like, I recognise that bloke. It was him. But I didn't actually say anything until the end of the flight. But he got me a visit up to the flight deck and everything, so
Ah.
pretty cool. Oh.
Launches 497, sir. Launches 479.
10 knots for the turn. I'm hoping to line up on the runway center line for the first time tonight. I've overdone it each time.
There's the 7-3 is just pushing back there, by the way. You should have looked before you started pushing.
Yeah. Guess he wants to keep schedule.
So does everybody.
Okay, so when we get down the end here, it should be right to the button.
Yep.
Look at that scenery, that's great. Look at the,
Yeah. See one on the runway at the moment and one ahead of us.
That's pretty good. That's Southwest Airlines.
Right, taxi via Delta.
Well, Delta 255, transport 86.
It's like American 777.
And it's... Steve, did you think that American 737 was Mangrove?
No, I wasn't sure, actually.
Yeah, somebody...
I think it is. That's what I've seen in
Yeah.
the past, yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. Be interesting if they changed their airline based on the country they were flying in.
Yeah.
Squawk normal, runway 25 right, taxi via Delta, short Romeo.
Taxi 25 right via Delta, hold short Romeo, Thompson 1 Juliet Whiskey North.
Holding short Romeo is
Ground, Qantas 25, requesting taxi clearance to runway 25 right. Qantas 25.
Qantas 25, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie, Romeo.
Taxi Charlie Romeo to runway 25 right. Qantas 25.
Tango Hotel Uniform 3, Tango Kilo, everything's noise ready, copy.
Ready to copy, Turkish 3 Tango Kilo.
Turkish 3 Tango Kilo, clear to San Francisco International Airport via the ISO 3 departure, ISO transition, Dennis. Correction, ISO 3 departure, Joel transition, Dennis file, climb via the SID, departure 28.65, squawk 072.
ISO 3 departure, Joel transition, Dennis high, Capt at the SID, launch frequency 128.
I think we can do that before takeoff checklist, right?
Yep.
That.
Okay, final load sheet is received. We've got compliance. Flaps.
Flaps selected 20 and indicated.
Trim.
Trim set 600.
Takeoff briefing.
Complete.
Runway speeds, EPRA and VNAV.
We've got 126, 132, 149 in the window, and EPR 1.72
Okay, cabin report.
is ready.
And transponder, do you want me to go to Rata now or?
Yes, please.
120.9, speedway 47 Charlie.
Right. American 421, contact departure, good night.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, well,
There's departure, American 421.
from another aircraft.
Sir?
Oh, it's from your friend.
Oh, right, okay. Hi, James. I don't know if you can hear me, but you probably heard me on voice, that's where you recognise me.
Yeah, he's on the radio.
So the beep, 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 how does he do that?
Just a private message.
Oh, okay. Oh, this scenery looks great.
Pretty cool.
It'd be pretty cool to be sitting up this high.
Oh, yeah.
We pulled up behind
Just
a regional jet last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tails are the
just
same
tail
height.
straight ahead, exactly. Because even an A380, they can't sit this high.
Really?
I don't think so, right? Because they're not at the
They're-
top.
they're on a half
They're sort of like the lower deck.
In the
'cause
middle,
of-
yeah.
So this is
Speedbird 47,
Best
Charlie,
view.
Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line of wing.
Island Bay, runway 25 right, speedway 47 Charlie.
strobes, a ring of the seat belts, tap of the brakes.
Okay, strobes are on and the seatbelt signs are
Thank you.
twiddled.
I didn't even hear him get a takeoff clearance.
Might be text only.
Is it a Speedbird?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'd heard a Speedbird.
Yeah, he's text.
Okay.
All good.
Thompson 128 Whiskey, Phoenix Tower, pull up, you hold sure, wait 25 right, you're next.
Oh, he's behind us, is he?
A friend of yours is behind us?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Getting a good view then.
What's James saying there, Dan?
Please say hi for me. I have.
So it's the first time I lined up on the center line.
Looks good.
And all the Canadian friends are sound asleep right now. So they're going to have no idea that I finally...
I'll be your witness.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm lined up to go off to that terminal building, but on heading I'm checked.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, wind 260 and 3 runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25 right, Speedbird 47 Charlie.
Hey, the rest of the lights? The corporate we don't do those.
Stable.
You're gonna forget that. Good, thank you.
Runway 25 right, runway caution, jet blast.
Focus selected. And we're off.
Thrust set.
Thank you.
$80 knots.
Check.
B1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up, please.
Yeah, up.
Flaps 10, please.
Flap 10. Up to departure, Speedbird 47 Charlie. Which was with who?
Sorry, you are 12865.
Yeah, it was on the clearance, sorry.
Sorry?
12865.
1265.
28 165.
Yeah.
Departure, Speedbird 47 Charlie with you. Climber through 3,600.
Flaps 5, please.
Flap 5.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, Phoenix, departure, radar contact, runway 2, follow 210.
What?
Climb, maintain flight level 210, Speedbird 47 Charlie.
Good to accelerate out at 200, which we're doing. I see 210. Flaps 1, please.
Flap 1.
Oops. Oops.
Boeing 709, turn right, heading 360, 360.
And we're going up to a flight level. You happy to go to standard now?
Good. Standard set left.
Standard.
Flaps up after takeoff checklist, please.
Flaps up. After takeoff checklist, landing gear.
Up and off.
Flaps.
Selected up and indicated.
Pressurization.
I see.
Whoops, sorry.
Rolling.
Stand by.
ECS. And I see a cabin climbing at 50 feet a minute out of 950 feet. That's good.
Okay. And altimeters?
Standard now, out of 90,300 now.
After takeoff checklist complete.
Nice job, Craig.
Good stay.
Out at 10. 10s are cross-check lights. Yep. And seatbelts.
Okay, so we're passing through 10.5 now.
Checked on my side.
Standard set. Cross-check, climbing flight level 210.
10.
What's that?
Nothing.
I can't hear.
Good.
What were you saying?
Nothing.
Yeah, you can. If you put that one back on, then you hear PA.
127.85. Many thanks, Beaver 47 Charlie.
Oh, you thank him.
Yeah, I
Didn't
like
thank
it.
a single controller on the way in. Grumpy.
Oh yeah.
He was
Depending
quite
where,
early.
Depending where he's living, he's yeah.
Albuquerque, send us Beaver 47 Charlie with you. Climbing through flight level 130. Climb maintain flight level 360, speed of 47 Charlie.
They have quite a few of these in the United States.
What's that? Colts?
Cult.
Colt.
You know, like the religious cults. And,
I thought you meant the intersection.
Yeah. That would get confusing.
Yeah. That part of the world, though, isn't it?
I gotta get going. So, Craig.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yep.
Dan,
Safe journey
see you
home.
again. Thank you. Angus, as always. All right, guys, have a good flight and have fun. And
Yep.
hope to be back next year
Yeah. Have a good New Year.
or sooner. See what happens.
Cheers, Steve.
All right.
Yeah,
See ya,
safe trip
guys.
home, Steve. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Yes, I'll do the count. Not much to see now. Safe trip home, Steve.
See ya.
Low battery. I could bother you to plug this one there if there's a spare one for. What's that got? Is it low also?
It's on 21, but
Okay.
probably.
Yeah. This one's got 10 if you punch it in for a bit.
Yeah.
No, you can just unplug the thing from the side. Keep that there. Just plug it in. I don't need to see it for a while.
Okay.
That would be great.
Yeah, if you're building a cockpit, of course, you need the software to run them. So, part of the reason we've got a 747 is that we've got
Automatically
PSX
go on
running.
standby.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure there's any A380 software out there, really, of any note. So, that's the perhaps
Not
the
any good
limiting
one
factor.
anyway.
Yeah.
There's, I think there's like a Wilco 7 A380, but it's not any good.
Plus, it's an Airbus. Not that there's anything wrong with Airbus.
Yeah, careful. Hang on, let's just check the stream for some Airbus people. No, I think we got away with it.
Well, that's the standard thing, right? If you're an Airbus, you know, it says Boeing, the backwards Boeing guys, right?
Yep.
So it's going to be an age-old debate. It's not going to go away
Nope.
No, absolutely not.
until the yokes go away. 'Cause
Well,
really,
I think Boeing will always stay with the yoke.
well, you know, it's interesting. I was saying to some of the others, Gulfstream has always been Boeing-like. So if you climb into our Gulfstream, everything's very similar. They used to have the wheel, spinning wheel for the trim, just like the Boeing's had.
Yeah.
And the MCP is virtually identical. And much of the overhead has the same sort of pattern in it. Big honking, you know, trim wheels and things like that. And the newest version, because we've got a 550, there's a 650 that's out. the two new versions are a G500 and a G600, and they have side sticks. However, big difference is the side sticks are interconnected. So that means that in the Air France crash, we had one pilot pushing forward, one pulling back, and there's a cancel, overrides, and all sorts of things. And the other thing about an Airbus side stick, like any other side stick at the time, is that if you're flying a Boeing or a Gulfstream coming in on an approach, and it's a very rough approach, you'll see the flight yoke just moving all over the place while it's on autopilot.
Yeah.
And with the side sticks, it's stationary. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So this new G500, G600, the sticks are interconnected. So if I move this one forward, it moves out of your hand, it goes forward, pull it back.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. You can't have fighting for the controls.
Yeah.
And also when it's on approach, you'll see the stick working like mad until you take it over.
So it's like a hybrid between Airbus and Boeing then,
exactly.
really,
So it's taking the benefits of it, because one of the things is when you spend 15 hours or plus, whatever they have with this yoke, you know, it's nice to have, but if you could have the best of both worlds, and that's probably where...
Because usually when you're hand flying, you have one hand on the throttles and one hand on the yoke. Really, this side is not really doing much, is it? So,
although I teach a lot of pilots that most of the flying you should do with the two hands until you're within 1,000 feet of the ground.
Yeah.
So, you know, if when I work with young pilots, is because they're used to coming from a prop aircraft, and I'm helping, you know, coach them through, you know, going to a two-crew jet, is that they spend their entire time flying with one hand, which is kind of not really a requirement, because in a jet, for example, I don't know if you notice it, because most of the time when you're taking off in this,
132.6, good night, Spirit 47 Charlie. Dennis, Spirit 47 Charlie with you, climbing through flight level 320 and flight level 360.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, Los Angeles Center, good morning.
So, on the takeoffs that they normally do with the British Airways numbers, V1 and the VR are the same. So all you hear is rotate. So somebody has their hands here, and it's rotating, they go like this.
Yeah.
One of the problems, like, then you have the difference between V1 and VR. And one of the things that you find with pilots that are new is you hear V1 and then an engine failure, they pull back.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to pull back till you hear rotate, so it's a natural reaction. So usually if I'm working with someone, I never have V1 and V2 the same out of 3.5 for 3.6, because I want them to learn, when you put your hand over here, you're committed to flying.
Yeah.
But you don't need to you don't need to touch these again, because they are set at the maximum takeoff setting for the day. And you'll still see lots of power left there. So if you were in wind shear or some other issue, you could literally take them and put them all the way, and they may chew themselves up, but they'll get up higher. If you're in a prop airplane, they're generally at the wall anyway. So it's kind of funny that, you know, it's up there, but, you know, you had to learn mixture pitch power, everything was full forward. You know, prop airplanes just barely getting up, and if, you know, some of the single engine performance on twin engines was barely even positive.
Yeah.
It was like to the scene of the accident. So on a jet, you have more power than you need. So at V1, your hands come off. So really, the only time you need them on there is for landing. And if you have them within 1,000 feet of the ground, when you hear that, you know, call out, you put them on and put them back on the throttles. But prior to that, if you simply set it, you move it up an inch or a half an inch, go back to flying. Because a lot of the times what happens with hand flying is that people see the airspeed changing. So if it's slowing, they put more power in. But it can simply be that you've lowered the nose or raised the nose, and that's why the airspeed. So you work at pitch first, and then when you've got the pitch where it's supposed to be, then you look back if the airspeed's increasing or decreasing. Then you make just a minor judgment, come back. And the other thing about two hands is you're going to do a much smoother job than you would with one.
Especially in aircraft like this, or where it's simulated, is where you get pitch, such quite large pitch variations with power on and off, don't you?
Yes. And so with two hands, you're actually going to control it better, because you've you've got the ability to almost push with one arm and keep it from going too far with the other arm. So you're going to do a smoother job for the passengers in the back using two hands, and this is simply an adjustment.
I've got a good question from the stream.
Yes.
Well, both. With the A380 constantly improving regards to comfort and flight safety, why is the market for an aircraft like this dying? So big 4-engine jet.
It's from what I understand, it usually comes down to maintenance cost. You've got 4 engines to maintain over 2, and I mean, if you look at the landing gear on some of these things, you've just got that multiples of additional issues that you may have to deal with. So if you can get 2 engines, and the way the planes have gone to do that, then. But still, I think there's always going to be a market.
They cost a lot more to run. They cost a lot more to maintain as well, don't they? So
yeah.
Hey, look at the airports as well. I mean, even somewhere like Heathrow, there are A380 taxi routes. There are places they just can't go because the tarmac's just not strong enough to take them.
Yeah.
And terminals don't have gates that can reach.
Yeah. So there's all that investment from an airport side that they might not want to make.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting if you think what it must be like to be like the management team of Heathrow when another, like 747s, the bridges were not overly high to reach, but the second deck level of a 380, significant investment by the airport. It's like the airport didn't ask for it, but if you don't offer those gates, you don't get the business, so you're not going to get the airline. So it's something you just have to do. I'm just looking forward to supersonic because
wondering when that's going to come back in again.
I know that the Gulfstream business jets, they've been working on it. It's all sort of top secret, but what I have heard is that they're working on, I think it's an adjustment. It's the nose of the tail, but it's to get rid of the sonic boom. Because once they master, because aircraft can go supersonic, but they won't allow them, like the Concorde, to do it over land until you have that. But in the business jet world, where it's always about how fast can you get your executives to the next meeting, when they get supersonic, they'll let you be able to name the price of the airplane and people will buy it. Because it'll reduce the size of the world immediately. And if you look at it right now, we have a trip coming up next week to Africa, and we've got 2 crews. I'm going to the Canary Islands to take over there. You get a supersonic aircraft, you don't need 2 crews.
No.
You do it the same duty day.
Yeah, exactly.
And the passengers don't need to do one leg and then have the land and the crew change and then fly on to the next one. It'll shorten their trip. So the airlines, the Concorde was successful at first. What I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when they first did it, they tried to have the price range similar to the top-end aircraft that they were having at the time. In other words, the seat mile, whatever. And it was losing money. And from what I understood, the chief pilot was called in by either the chairman or the top dog, who said, "You got 1 more year. If it's not profitable, I'm grounding the Concordes." And they simply looked at it and they started to analyze it. And they asked people in the Concorde. They went sort of seat to seat, asked them how we're enjoying the flight, what was it like? Oh, I only go the Concorde, etc. And then they asked, how much are you paying for your seat? And virtually none of them had any idea what they were paying, because most of them had their secretaries or their travel assistants book the tickets. They had no idea.
No.
So they were on the trip. So the thought was, well, they don't even know what they're paying. So it's not like, the holiday customer that knows exactly what they paid for the flight. This is business, and they're just, or entertainment. If you want Dustin Hoffman to come to London for the press conference, put him on the Concorde, and that's how you'll get him there. So they then actually priced the aircraft at what it should be, and then they were making profits. So it's sort of too bad. So you could see supersonic come back if they just get rid of the sonic boom. And then you may not need to have monstrous aircraft. If you could get something, the size of a 6-7 or something, go supersonic, it can get to Australia and back, and rather than doing one monster 400 passenger type thing. So that's probably where the future will be. They just, so what I've understood is they're just trying to find something that will change the envelope to get rid of that boom.
There's certainly lots of different options that they've chosen, like they're trying to build like a spacecraft or something like that that would take them up to a very, very high altitude.
Suborbital kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Virgin project.
Yeah, the Virgin Galactica, I think it is.
I think it's a bit of a myth. Lots of people seem to say, the first thing they say about Concorde, oh, is losing money, but I think French side did, I think, but the BA side was profitable for years.
Oh yeah. And they could literally charter it at will. Because people would charter it to go places. So, and I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think Virgin was asking to see if they could buy. I think
they
like
offered to buy the fleet for £1 or something silly like that.
Yeah, just
right.
They'll operate it. Yeah. But they weren't going to allow that, I guess.
No, that was a political decision, I think, more than anything. As well, largely, as well as the fact that Airbus were drawing support.
Yes. And it's too bad because the French may have just been influenced by the horrific crash.
Yeah.
You know, and the spectacle of the flames that were coming out. And
on a fleet they weren't making money on anyway, so from that side.
Yeah, but from what I understand, BA was they were making money and could easily go on. And there's a lot of people that miss it because every once in a while we actually talk to somebody that I miss the Concorde, flew it all the time.
Yeah.
It's the greatest way to get to.
I remember watching it take off from Heathrow as a kid, and used to set all the car alarms off in the car park because it was so noisy.
Oh yeah. And that's what you want. Like that's what's missing.
It's
today.
really.
There's no BAC 111s.
No, exactly.
Tridents. When noise was
the loudest thing I've heard in the last few years is 558, the Vulcan, and B52 at Fairford.
Yeah.
That was flying, right?
Yeah.
And even the Viscounts, I mean, they could just split your eardrum when they were taxiing by. So, that's when they converted fuel to noise.
Craig, yes, you make a good point. I will just explain who's here. So, a little bit earlier we had Steve, who's gone to get his flight back to Canada. Steve's from Flight Deck Solutions, who do all the hardware.
And he's going to a flight sim exhibition or something. I think it's in Amsterdam or.
Oh, is he going to Amsterdam? He goes all around the world, doesn't he?
Yes, there's a big show.
Goes all over the place.
So he had an MCP and a CDU that was going to be on display, and their latest stuff.
In addition to the one we've got on display here.
Yes.
We've got Craig in the right seat. Craig.
So we come back to that. How did you end up being involved in the group? Because I've sort of been going through it, trying to.
That's a very
many
good
people
question.
go, that's a good question. Cause,
that's a very good question. I think it was back in the days when Gary had the 777 sim. I think it was like 2007.
When they were kids.
Basically.
And I remember the sheet that they hung for the screen was a bed sheet. Was it not? In front of the. That's what I remember hearing.
I can't remember. But
that's how their first visual was, a white sheet across the front.
But
in their parents' garage.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah, I think we did 2 or 3 Worldflights there, and then we went to.
And so, how did you know him? Through school or?
No. He randomly posted on like a forum or something like that, saying that he was like looking for people who wanted to fly this simulator that he recently built, and I was just like, yeah, I'll give it a go, and I came to the sim just for a little test flight, and he said, yeah, come along to Worldflight and we'll roster you in and everything.
So what did you think when you first saw it?
I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Out of this world.
Yeah,
like
because
from sitting on a desk and then you go into somebody's garage.
Yeah, exactly, and it was a full-size 777 simulator, and I was just like, oh wow, and he got an overhead with it as well and everything, and all the MCP, and I was just like in awe of it.
Now, how did they do that? Because I never actually thought about it. They weren't produced at the time. No.
I don't
know.
make
their own.
His original one, I think he built himself. Don't quote me on that.
I know, because I don't think there was 777 software. Because I think Gary started even working on that.
Again,
there might have been. That's way before my time. The first thing I knew about was something in FS9, but there might be something that.
Because there was Project Magenta, but Project Magenta didn't have 777.
No.
And the next thing I heard, the flight deck solution guys talking about was these two kids over in their father's garage in Farnborough, and they're writing software for for a 777. Really?
But don't quote me on that. But as far as I can remember, that's basically.
You climb into this thing. You've been sitting flying a simulator on a desktop simulator.
Yep, pretty much. I was like with my little joystick, my little coming in.
And so you actually did a couple of I didn't know they did world flights. In that sim originally.
In 777,
First ones,
So what were the first world flight ones like? It would be, but it was a lot of hit and miss, or was it? Because this has been so impressive at worldwide ATC and flight planning and all that stuff.
There were lots of how can I put it the best way? Glitches, shall we say? There was lots of either software faults or hardware faults, and because it was something that it was in its infancy, they were still sort of learning how it was all going to work and everything like that. And like most people do, they learn from their mistakes. So, and that's how you learn. That's how you progress, and that's how you get something in a simulator like this. And this is where this sort of stemmed from his experience back when he's produced a 777.
And then you get like dedicated guys like you, like Dan. I think's in here all day. Is by the all day. Dan.
I'm not in control of that. that's just what the roster says.
So what did we have? We had a roster of about, I think it was a dozen or so pilots, right?
If not more.
So
15.
what did you have in those days?
It was around about 10, I believe.
Okay. So there must have been some long nights there also.
Oh yeah. We certainly had a lot more flights, a lot more hours in the cockpit, and it was very, very tiring, I must admit.
But you didn't have? Did you have a social secretary at the time? If that's what they call it.
I can't remember actually.
Might have just sat in the cockpit.
Well, I'm just thinking that my only experience is because this is so.
Did you go?
It's been a circular thing. So Gary built the 777 sort of off his own back.
Yeah.
Then Ralph was inspired to build his 737. And then Gary was inspired by Ralph to build this, to have another go. So it's that sort of circular thing.
And Ralph was just talking about, maybe my sim, it's going to happen.
But my only experience is with Ralph's, where you've got, and it's something we'll perhaps think about for next year. We're going to use it where you have only got 2 people in the cockpit. And I think actually having a bit more space, having the 4 helps the interaction.
Yeah.
I love it. And I think it is a benefit having it because you become the backup, VATSIM. Connection.
That's it. You can be much more interactive directly with the crew rather than standing around the corner.
Especially when we started to lose it on the descent into Tupelo the other night. We lost track, and then there was a text descent that was missed. We were able to put it in. I was imagining if we didn't have somebody back here, it would have really added to
you get lost.
Not happening.
Welsh Tom's got another good question, which you might know about or not. What do you think of the development coming through on Cirrus aircraft? Do you know anything about them?
I don't know anything about Cirrus.
I know one of my friends complains about all these modern props. That's actually what he's talking about, having FADEC controls. Doesn't like that at all.
Okay.
Where you
so
don't
that's
have
a
to,
sim
to manage.
Cirrus?
Cirrus are props, aren't they? I thought.
Okay, so it's a but it's a sim type as opposed.
No.
They're talking about the aircraft.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about the Cirrus, unfortunately. Were you around in the 777 days, Dan?
Nope.
I can't remember.
No.
All right.
No, I think my first year was about 5 years ago. So.
In Ralph's sim?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And how did you connect with that?
I got to know Matt through VATSIM. And he invited me down.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you were you doing VATSIM controlling or just? Okay. Yeah. Because I saw you doing that the other night. All right. So we're in the turnover decas.
Yep. Got an aircraft above us as well.
And we're 1 hour out of San Francisco.
Yep.
Is this a place you come into real world?
Never been into San Francisco. Yeah. Most of the time, I've been to Oakland.
Okay,
which is across the harbor. So
that makes sense.
And a lot of the times it's just the ease of a business aircraft getting in and out of a San Francisco type airport. But no, I haven't been to San Francisco, so this will be a first for me. I haven't even done it in my sim now. But
Well, someone says Cirrus are a company that are building a single engine jet for PPL holders. Maybe.
Okay.
That would
Interesting.
be an interesting type rating. I would have thought.
Single engine jet for PPL. Interesting.
well, they've been coming up with these. They're called VLJs, very light jets, and there's a number of different models that have already started. I think Cessna has one called a Mustang, and there's another one. Wasn't Phenom. Anyway, there's a number that have been doing it. The idea was to get it down to that private people could have them. And I knew 3 executives that owned a Cessna 206 amphibian.
Yep.
Running up and back to the cottage and things like that, and they were actually seriously thinking about 3 of them going in and getting one of these jets because the cost of their aircraft was hundreds of $1,000s, but they could potentially get a jet. The target price was around $1 million.
Yeah.
And they were thinking, well, if we get a jet, we can go golfing. So instead of just going up the cottage, we could go to Florida, golf, and then come back this evening. And, things like that. So, it's probably where things will go in the future. It's just one of those things of numbers if they get it down to them.
Almost trying to become almost a commuter aircraft.
Well, it'd just be like having a Maserati in your driveway.
Yeah.
So one of the issues that concerns the pilot group is having somebody who's a private pilot flying a high-speed jet at high altitude.
Yeah.
Mixing in, so it would be like race car drivers that drive Maseratis having a private owner Maserati come on the same racetrack. They're both entitled to be there, but they
one's got more experience than the other, kind of thing.
I used to in the corporate business. I ran a hangar operation that Business Jet come into in Toronto, and I was the base manager. So you're always trying to get new clients, but I was a huge race fan. In particular, the kart racing series, which was prelim to the Indy League, and Mario Andretti was driving in it, and many of the world famous racers like Frank Keedy and stuff that now they were young kids at the time, and Emerson Fittipaldi. So top end drivers, and Mario Andretti had bought his own aircraft. So when I was learning to fly at the Oshawa Flying Club, in my Cessna 150, Mario Andretti, Bobby Unser, and Alan Unser used to come in and race at Mosport at the Canadian track, which is where F1 raced. And he had a Navajo at the time, and it was N500MA, which is the Indy 500 Mario Andretti. So all the Indy racers had 500 in their initials. And I knew later that he had moved up to jets, and at the time he had a Hawker 125 that built over here in Britain. And I talked their chief pilot into coming into our FBO. So each year when we had the Toronto Indy, Mario Andretti would come in, and his son Michael was also racing in the series at the time. And I got to know the chief pilot really well. And they were looking for a bigger aircraft because Michael got into Formula One and wanted to go overseas, and the Hawker was just not going to have the range.
Yeah.
But they wanted to keep the cost down on what they could buy. So I said, you should think about Jetstar. He said, no, it burns too much fuel and it doesn't have the range. And I said, no, the upgraded Jetstars, they have the new, more fuel-efficient engines. They actually bought one. So I almost take credit for the fact Mario Andretti had, and Michael had this Jetstar 2. But they were great customers, and Mario would recognize me, which was a thrill for me because a racing legend, and Michael would recognize me, but Mario was like much easier. Like he was just professional and dealing with a long time. Michael was very reserved and stuff. But I do remember Michael joking one time that because I said something about the race, and I made a comment about a particular driver, and he said, "Oh, it's speed bump." And I went, what? They called it speed bump. It's because when they came around the track and he was on the track, it was like a speed bump. It slowed you down until you got past him.
Yeah.
So, if you think about it, somebody with a private Cirrus jet, wealthy enough to have it,
would just do that,
could get up here with, everybody else. And that's their only concern, which may be unfair at times, but, it's
no, I think
one of the other classes they have.
But you just see it on, you know, well, you only have to look at VATSIM. If they want a case study, they look at VATSIM where you mix very experienced people with very, people with very little experience, and the issues that can cause, tied in with a not particularly good comm system. But you know, that's another matter.
Yeah, it's you know, the other people that are on VATSIM are fully entitled to be there.
Yes, but
yeah, well, if you had something like a Worldflight where they're trying to keep a schedule, get in, and people are tying up the airwaves and stuff like that, and that's why, you know, when I work with young pilots, is to get away from the struggles that I may have had when I first started, which is not writing things down. Because people get clearances, they don't write them down, they're trying to remember them, and they think it's just going to be, you know, Romeo cleared short of the runway. The next thing you know, it's 6 taxiways long, and they've lost track halfway through it. Can't remember. Can you repeat it? And the worst thing that I hear is when people can't get their IFR clearance correct the first time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot you can do. If you're calling for a clearance, you should really have your flight route written down already. You should have the runway that you're expecting down. You should have the departure frequency you're expecting written down. You should have all the things down that you would expect. Good morning,
Gary. Morning. All right.
So I work with them and say, listen, write down absolutely everything that you expect to hear, and that way, when they read it back to you, you just need to make a tick mark on everything that you anticipated, and anything's different, you can time to write it in. But you can see people, they can just tell, like halfway through it, oh boy, because they have I get a reroute, and they just start, and you just, they're not ready for anything. So then it ties it up. So now you've got 2 or 3 people backed up, and if you have one more, like a read back for the 3rd time. Now you get everybody pushing on, and in the real world you hear it. Because there's guys just impatient. The moment the first one finishes the last syllable, they're on the mic, and now you hear 3 people all just blocking the frequency. So it's, you know, experience can make things efficient. So that's why, you know, working at your trade is you know, something we all, you know, want to work towards. So, and the VATSIM's a perfect example of it.
Yeah. I'll get the charts up here.
And there we are. People walking all over each other.
So, the ATISes in the US are usually at 10 minutes to the hour. So it's just after 10, so we could ask for the latest ATIS at San Francisco.
Okay.
That's a hint. I'll take my iPad back. It's probably got a little extra charge on it. Apparently you have to pinch those things to... Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Right.
Pop out while you guys do that, talk through that. Do you want to drink at all? Anything?
I've got the water, so I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Cheers, Dan.
Okay. Well, I would think we'd expect a surfer arrival, as that's our last waypoint. However, just heard somebody else getting a BSR.
Yeah, Big Sur 2.
Big Sur, yeah. Let's take a look at that. So, do we have any of those waypoints on our...
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, so what I can do here is put the routing in here. Let's take a look at it. have you got the arrival there? These
Yeah,
that big one. What is
big-
the first fix on there? It's a VOR or something?
Yeah, BSR.
BSR. Okay. So if you take a look at, I'm going to get rid of those airports. We were going to Surfer.
Yep.
And the BSR's right after it, so
Oh, okay.
it wouldn't take much difference to change
Yeah.
and go direct to Besser. So what we could do, did you send one of these things for an ATIS?
No, not yet.
Okay, so we can do
Not
that.
yet. Oh, bollocks.
Same bar cars, the bar cars one, and then it's that. But if we select MET, it blows the overhead panel. So all we want to select is an arrival ATIS. So we need to fill in KSFO. No, take that off.
Take that off?
Yes, because when it does it, it prints as like 26 pages or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it overdoes the thing and all the lights go out. And Gary has to reset it. And
Okay.
then he just went in the car, changed the ATIS to an arrival. There we go. And if we select only that, so we need to select it, then we should only get an ATIS on ascent. And hopefully we don't lose all the lighting and stuff like that. So what was happening is when it would start to print, they'd find literally 6 pages and have delete, 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 delete,
Yeah.
delete, delete, and then reset something out there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright, so I'll take a...
Sorry, my phone's vibrating.
Go for it.
My mate who's just flying behind us in that Thompson, he's just asking me how things are going, so...
Oh, very good. Did you send him a picture of the...
Yeah, I just sent it.
Very good. Okay, so the ATIS for San Francisco was at 0856, which is about an hour old. There should have been one at 956, but it's probably just a VATSIM thing. Expect runway 28 right. Transition level in the US stays at the 190 that would be in the box already. And expected 28 right with winds right down the runway. 10 statute miles clear. So this is, we get a visual approach. Can we make it the runways?
Yep.
11 degrees and dew point 8 and 3027, which I'm gonna, oops, still wanted standard. Just wanted to turn it.
3027, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I got 3027, and so let's program the FMS for departure and arrival.
Okay.
So we'll take 28 right. Oh, that's right, because of very good.
ILS?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So that says ILS 28 right, and the arrival we're going to anticipate is that
BSR2.
Yes.
Happy?
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
And the transition, it says none. It says Archie though, so let's take a look and see where Archie is. And we'll take the Archie transition because it's
Yeah, Archie
in
transition.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the transition?
It's right out at the very end, Archie.
Okay.
The lines up. So that works. So I see ILS 28 right and the BSR 2 arrival with Archie transition. So you can execute that. And I'll give you an approach briefing when you're ready.
Okay. It looks like we've got a discontinuity as well somewhere.
Yeah. So, and that should be because we didn't have this
BSR
as our
in.
right.
Yeah.
So
So shall we put in BSR after?
no, because we haven't been cleared it. That's the
Okay.
way I look at it.
Okay.
So until we've been cleared it, we'll keep the discontinuity.
Okay.
And what I did hear him give the other aircraft was direct BSR, fly the arrival.
Okay.
So that would, we know that we're roughly en route to go to BSR
Yeah.
by our last waypoint.
Yeah.
So
it's all in there, but
yeah.
it needs to be executed. We also have
the discontinuity there also.
yeah after
So
Menlo,
we'll,
which is the transition.
yeah. So we can do that now because we get that arrival.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
So let's go to Platt.
Right.
If we step
it.
through that.
So I tell you what, back up, and I'm going to have you monitor the aircraft.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be looking at a map more, and you can just keep an eye on your visual. But I'm going to walk you through this, so
Okay.
that way we can confirm that what we have in the box is what I see in the charts.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to get rid of that Surfer one that I had. Take that off and put in the Big Sur. And it should start at BSR.
BSR, yep.
Okay, and then it's going to be a track of 307 for 20 miles to Carm.
Yep.
Then it's going to be a track at 331 to Angie. A-N-J-E-E.
Yeah, the heading's slightly off, but the,
Okay, that'll happen. It's basically all in a straight line now. The next one is Skunk, and it
Yep.
has expect to cross at or below 12,000.
Oh, it hasn't got that.
Okay. So that's an expect. So let's put that in.
Okay.
So the profile will go. So you, at Skunk, you want to put in slash.
Yep.
12000.
Yep.
B for Bravo.
That's Skunk.
I agree. Okay, don't
Happy?
execute yet. We'll
Nope.
we'll keep moving and then we'll execute them all. So the next one is Boulder.
Yep.
And that's at 250 knots. Is that there?
No, it's not.
Okay, so 250, because that is a hard number.
Yep.
And then it says expect to cross it at 10,000, so you can put slash 10,000.
Okay.
And that's an expect, so if we put it in, because the VNAV will anticipate that if we don't get it then. And after that is Menlo.
Yep.
And then after that, a heading of 330.
Hasn't got that.
Hasn't got
That's
that.
where we got the discontinuity.
Right. So let's move Archie up behind Menlo.
Okay.
And what track does it show there? 333.
Happy with that?
Yeah, so now I'm going to go through the ILS.
But after Menlo, the heading is 069. It's saying there, isn't it?
Okay, so yeah, so we may, let me just see what.
Yeah, if we have a look there, Menlo's there and Archie's all the way over there.
Archie's there. Right, okay. So, might be better, because there was a discontinuity before, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's reset it then.
So
Unless you
erase
can
it
figure
all?
unless you can figure a way to put discontinuity back in.
Nope.
Right. So we'll just
Erase it all?
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go back to Fab is Atlanta, yes.
So shall we put in the altitude restrictions there again?
Yes.
And then execute those? So we don't have to put those back in again?
Good idea.
Yeah?
But we should be, yeah, so we're going to put departure arrival. The arrival's still there?
Arrival's still there, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So at Skunk it's 12,000 or below.
Correct. And then Boulder.
Boulder is 250 at 10.
Correct. Then you can execute.
Execute that.
And what it doesn't show is Menlo hitting 330. So we may get broken off the thing. So we're going to move to the ILS, which we put Archie in. And the reason I put that in is the other arrival's taking you to, the other waypoint was to come roughly to here, right?
Okay.
So then it was straight in. But what ADC will often do is they'll say clear direct Archie, and if you haven't put the Archie transition, now you don't have it, because the ILS would normally just be from here, like Dumba. So if I put it in, it's always there, and they might say direct GER, ZIL or something. You can always delete them out, select them out, but if they're there, it can be handy, because you might also get direct Archie, you know, way back, and it cuts off the star. So the more information you have in there that's available. So now we're going to review the ILS. So you had Archie, and then and that was at 6,000.
Or above, it's got here.
Okay, and it goes to Zild.
Yep.
And then it was 5,000 minimum between there and GER.
I've got 5,000 at GER.
Okay, and then do you have 4,000 at Dumba?
4,000 or above at Dumba, yeah.
Okay, and the minimum altitude between Dumba and Sepin is 3,000?
Yep.
Okay, and then Axmal should be 1,800?
Yep.
Okay, then it's down to 3-degree glide slope to the DA of 213, so I'm going to put that in on Barrow. Somebody said if we do 2 of these at once, it overdoes the computer?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're trying to wind back yours. Oh well.
Yeah, I guess it was set for Phoenix. Okay, I got Barrow set 213.
Do the same, give me a sec.
No problem.
Okay.
And then continue to look. The next page should show the missed approach, which would be, it says climb to 3,000 on the San Francisco VOR radial 281 to the VIC-U intersection.
Yep.
DB 12.
To hold as well.
Hold. And
Yep.
The hold would be a direct entry right there.
Yep.
And minimum missed approach requires minimum climb gradient of 350 nautical miles to 1,900 if unable to meet. We have to check the 11.2, but we're light enough to make that in this high performance 747. Minimum safe sector altitude is highest to the north at 5,100 feet. We're coming in over a safe sector area of 4,500, but we don't get near 4,500 until we're inside of Xylid or Zild. Good there. When we see the runway, runway 28 right has high intensity runway lights, center line lighting, Happy's on the left side, and when we see the runway coming up, it's going to be, that view is what you're going to see.
Yep.
You're going to see 2 parallels, so we're landing on the right of the 2 parallels.
Okay.
And that means it's going to be a left turnoff.
Okay.
Anticipate it could be Tango, even Quebec, coming to the terminal, and then I guess it's anybody's guess. Have you parked there before as to where you might want to be? So we'll see. And
Does it say on Pete's thing where we usually park?
Good point. Thank you. So go to the review sheets, top of descent. We've still got time. Okay, so an early morning arrival here is likely to encounter low cloud and fog as it sweeps in off the Pacific. 28 left and right are most likely. There's also visual approaches, the quiet bridge approach, intended to help you fly quietly via one of the bridges, surprisingly. CFO ATC seem to like doing a slam dunk approach, which is can be high and close visual turn into final and trying to get the height off. If not well managed, this can cause all sorts of problems. Well, I'm good at those. I can cause all sorts of problems.
The well-known Asiana crash as well.
Yes, that's right. So watch your track miles to touchdown carefully.
Clear direct to Surfer, Speedbird 47 Charlie.
Did he give us a Surfer arrival?
No.
Okay. So you can deselect Surfer.
Happy with that?
I see the left turn for Surfer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see that selected, and I'd like to do the slam dunk. You can't fly and approach 010 right, 747. Okay, you have to land. Blah blah blah. Parallel runways 28 left, 28 right are used all the time on the runway. It's really close together. It's a dramatic sight to be in an aircraft on a parallel approach with another. If so, don't overtake the other aircraft if you are in a 747. Tower usually gets upset due to the possibility of the wake turbulence. Consider flap 30 to make the approach slower. So that's if you're paralleling somebody.
Okay.
It is possible, or if your runway isn't clear, a sidestep to the other runway is likely. How would you fly this? With great skill.
Yes.
It is possible to be given an LDA, an ILS PRM approach here. If you don't understand these approaches, then request the ILS. If you'd like to learn them, then please contribute $1,000 to Worldflight, and we'll send you the US AIM reference manual. Approach standard ILS approaches with RNAV in the unlikely event of landing to the east. Alternate diversion airports, airfield parking. Park at the international terminal, Alpha 2 to Alpha 9. Situation. This situation was parked at Alpha 4. Note all sorts of use of spots for transition for apron ATC to ground shown on the Orbix scenery. After landing, be careful not to cross another live runway. And that's what I meant to say when if we're landing on 28 right, we'll clear at Fox or Quebec, but hold short of 28 left. And we'll keep the strobes on even though we're on a taxiway because we're between two runways. Not everybody knows it. And we'll that's good. So parking Alpha 10 to Alpha 2 to Alpha 10.
We just got to just quickly I'll button while you're finishing that off. So a couple of new watches.
Okay, so
oh, do you want to do? Sorry, I'll carry briefing that.
So if we're clearing off the 28s, it would be up here.
Yep.
Coming across 28, right? And his suggestion was that it could be Alpha 2 to Alpha 10.
Okay.
Around that one. So we'll see what they actually do.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, no, guys, you've got to get that done. Just a couple of new watches. So, yeah, we're using, as explained in the chat, so we're using a wraparound screen with three projectors. So it's about 210, 220 degree screen. So though this is a fixed base simulator, when the aircraft banks, the simulation banks, because the entire view banks with it, it feels very realistic. We were stood the other night at the back of the flight deck as the aircraft was flying in banked.
That's fascinating.
We almost had to steady ourselves.
Just noticing, I was looking here, I was saying, how does that ETA like that? 410 miles.
Because we got discontinuities.
Right?
Yep.
So the final approach fix 1049. So
Yep.
that looks about right.
Yeah.
So as soon as we close up the discontinuities, then
Yeah, exactly. It'll change that.
and also the VNAV pass will be off as well because we got discontinuity.
Yeah.
So we can't trust VNAV until we close the discontinuities.
Right.
Okay.
So let's ask him what approach we can. What arrival we can expect, because it sounded like he was saying correct Surfer for the arrival. If we have to, we can go back and look at the Surfer arrival.
And approach. Just confirm the confirm the approach routing for Speedbird 47 Charlie.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, you'll get that for the next controller. Contact, consider 132.2. Good afternoon.
132.2 Speedbird 47 Charlie. approach Speedbird 47 Charlie with you, flight level 360.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, good evening, welcome aboard.
And which arrival can we expect for San Francisco? Please, sir, please.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, it'll be Surfer 1 arrival.
Surfer 1 arrival.
Surfer 1 arrival, Speedbird 47 Charlie.
Okay, so we'll go back to the box.
Yep.
John Dallas 740, clear track Surfer, it'll be Surfer 1 arrival.
Clear direct Surfer, descend by the Surfer 1 arrival, Traffic Harbor 740.
So yes, guys on the stream. So all the trim is from a real aircraft. It's all built to the same specs as the real aircraft. We have people we know who can go to.
So we'll put it in the box and then we'll just give that a quick review because
We
we've
can go.
reviewed the ILS.
Yep.
We've got somebody we know who
Okay,
can go into the real
28
aircraft
right
and
still?
take
Again,
measurements
yes.
for us. This is from a real
That's a
aircraft.
Surfer
This
Surfer
bit's
one.
from a real aircraft.
Correct.
The seats are
And we'll
from
still use
747
Archie
classics.
in case it is needed.
The only bits
Or
that
Menlo,
aren't
because I've
are
seen
those
Menlo
bits.
before as well.
Front panel.
Okay, let's take a look at where
And the
Menlo is
MCP.
on the 28 right.
Some of which, one part of which is
Menlo
from-
looks better, I
Right,
believe.
I'll let them get on with it.
Okay, Menlo's over there, and we're coming in from there. Okay, let's do. Does the star have Menlo on it? Menlo's up there. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good idea.
Happy with Menlo?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so that's Zephyr 1, ILS 28 right.
Sam, I believe
Menlo
they turned me
transition.
off quite a lot.
Agreed.
Okay?
Okay. So, what we should have in the legs page, I'll read it through,
Yep.
is
Yeah.
Surfer.
But I'm also conscious of talking over them because what they're
Now
saying
we
might
can
actually
move
be quite
Surfer
interesting
up,
if you're into
or
this sort of thing.
move the waypoint after Surfer up.
Up to,
After
well, we don't want FAP there either, do we?
No, so you just cover that up.
Okay.
And now we go Surfer.
Yep, Surfer.
Okay. So we should read Surfer.
Yep.
And then
We might
Early
actually learn something.
looks like.
Listen to
Add.
Angus.
Hang on. Yep, Gnarly.
And it should be 280 at or above flight level 200.
Yep.
Okay, and then waves.
Yep.
280 between 15 and 190. 15,000 at flight level 190.
Yep.
See that? Okay. Then it's Epic 280 between 10 and 15.
Yep.
And then Eddy 240 at or above 6.
Yep.
And then Swells 4,700 or above.
Stand by. Yep, Swells, sorry, say again.
Okay. After Eddy went to Swells.
Yep.
At or above 4,700.
Yep.
And then it was Menlo.
Yep.
230, 4,000 feet.
230.
230.
Okay. At 3,000 feet or above?
4,000.
Sorry, 230 at 4,000 at Menlo, yeah?
Correct. And that's the end of that
Okay.
approach. Okay, so we can execute that, and top of descent is right there. We'll see if that changes.
Yep, that should change now. That looks... There's our top of drop now.
Perfect. And missed approach remains the same. So,
Ralph. Good morning.
Good day, sir. Good to see you.
to you, Rob. Still with us, yeah. I'm not doing an all day Dan. Dan's an all dayer today.
Yeah.
I'm here till
21
5
hours.
o'clock.
21 hours
hours.
straight. Yeah. Thanks,
Unbelievable.
Benny. Thanks, Benny.
No, he's gone to bed. He was doing the roster. Just about to descend into San Francisco, so...
That was it, yeah. It was all planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gary's taking Steve to the airport. Benny and Dave are asleep, I imagine. Yeah.
Oh, is he? Ah, okay. Yeah, I remember Nigel, yeah.
I met Nigel. Oh,
Yeah.
right, perhaps I've not met Nigel. Oh,
Then you
God,
remember Nigel?
I better have a quick shower before he turns up and like, spruce myself up a bit then.
Do you remember Nigel?
I might do if I see him, maybe.
Yeah. Right, so we got reset MCP altitude, so...
Okay, you can I'll do it now because you're flying, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And Speedbird 47 Charlie 360 requesting descent.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, make it.
What? Hey, what?
Okay, for 47 Charlie, we're cut off. Go ahead again.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, I apologize, my connection is a little bad here. Right heading 330, maintain flight level 360, I'll have you distant charging.
Roger, we're in the right turn to 330, maintaining 360, Speedbird 47 Charlie, heavy.
Okay, so turning right, heading 330 degrees.
Main goal 012, contact approach 135.1 minute.
I think they're just trying to get us in sequence behind the aircraft ahead, so...
Yeah.
So for those on the stream who always asking about who the people are, so as I explained, we've got Craig,
I don't know why I can't
Captain's
hear you
seat, because he's got PA off.
Yeah.
And
Just while there.
our new guest
Just while you were doing something.
in the cockpit is Ralph, who owns our 737 sim.
Good morning, everyone.
And was meant to be flying this week, but is a dedicated father.
Oh yes, I had family issues this week, otherwise you would have seen more of me. Next year in the 737 you'll see more of me.
Good.
Flo suggests that this is typical for our society. Two are working, two are monitoring.
Well, I remember when I used to go to school here, they said it was one working and six monitoring. All right. So it's going to be a dump and drop already from altitude.
What time was Steve's flight?
Noon, thereabouts. He wanted to...
Okay.
No, wait a minute. Must be just afternoon. I think he wanted to be there a couple hours before, so they were leaving at 10. They can drive him. Thank you. We're in the left turn direct Surfer. Descent via the Surfer 1 arrival. Speedbird 47 Charlie. Heavy.
Okay, route direct to Surfer.
Direct Surfer. And I see... what's the last waypoint? Spin the altitude so that go down to at least 300 until I figure out where the bottom end is.
Say again, sorry?
Put in 300 for now until I figure out where the bottom end is.
Well, that will start descending if we do that.
Yeah,
we don't want to... Yeah, but he hasn't cleared us to descend, has he?
Yeah, he did. He said descend via this.
Oh, is he?
By
Oh,
the
okay.
star, yeah. So I'm just going to give you the correct altitude at the bottom, which is 4,000. So you can dial all the way down to 4,000.
Okay.
So via the SID, which means we're going to make all of these restrictions according to VNAV. Okay?
Okay.
So the first restriction we have is Nerley at 200 or above.
Okay.
So right now, what does it say we're going to do it? It says we're going to do it at 199. So the Nerley dropped out of there. So we need to have that in there. So you want to do that?
So, oh yeah.
So Nerley, it should be descending via the Surfer 1 arrival to San Francisco 47 Charlie. Okay. So Nerley should be 280 slash flight level 200 FL.
Yep.
200 alpha. Above. Okay.
Say again, sorry? I'm fine, thank you.
No.
No.
Yeah, so right before it was going to cross there at 19.8.
You happy with that?
Yes.
Execute?
Yes. So now it'll shallow us out to cross at 200 or above.
Yep.
Okay, and all the way down, you agree 4,000 is the final altitude on the
Yep.
on the SID? We've got 4,000 set up there.
Cool.
So right now it's showing that we're behind.
Yeah, slightly high.
But what I
So-
do is I just,
Yeah, dial in
dial
higher
in like
speed.
310 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if we're high in this approach, we might as well just drop it and
Yeah.
then be working each altitude as it comes. Is there another approach frequency or tower next? Pre-select.
Sorry, who are you tuned to at the moment?
What are we on? 32.2?
32.2 at the moment. Who's sent? So 13565 probably. Okay, I got that wrong. 12715.
12715, Speedbird 47 Charlie, good evening.
Okay. I think 13565 will be next.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
2715.
Perhaps he does the area above and then, yeah.
Is this Monterey?
Yeah.
Monterey, good evening. Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy with you out of 304, flying on the DeCid Surfer monorail. Star.
Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy, approach good morning. Send with Surfer 1 Mark, arrive request transmission reception altitude
3207, descending by the Surfer 1, nav arrival. Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy. And is 47 Charlie anticipating ILS 28 right?
Speedbird 47 Charlie, that's what your request now. That your marks and expect that from 1.
Excellent, thank you, 47 Charlie. We don't want to be too demanding.
But, you don't ask, shy Ben's getting out, as they say in my part of the world.
Alright, so Nurley, we're looking at 200 or above, so this profile should come in before we get there, but if not, then
I
this
have
descent
wound
is,
up the speed a bit,
yeah.
so...
Exactly, we only need to be 250 going through 10, so...
They've been really good, the Yanks, actually.
Yeah.
Well staffed, generally, by and large.
Yeah, very
Excellent,
good.
excellent. Yeah, that was NorCal, but his call sign is Monterey.
Yeah, it's Mike Yankee app, so...
Yeah, we went from Houston to Tupelo, and it was excellent.
Yeah, good.
And every controller that handed us off said they've been watching the feed and really enjoying it. So
Well, ours too.
yeah, it was, yeah,
Good.
that's a nice compliment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to do that, don't I?
You're getting tired, Craig.
Yeah.
Angus, he doesn't do
I never
that.
do that.
We spent an hour and a half flying with it set to 90 degrees on the left. And as soon as I got control, the first thing I did, quick, get it on the head.
Oh, so I'm not supposed to turn that probably, right? That's just a natural thing. I just
yeah,
reach for it,
Just
right?
do it.
I've never done it. There you go, there you go.
So now it should be,
Hello, Capt.
now it should, so
I
the
think
funny thing
that
would
might
be, if you went like a
Mr.
business jet pilot,
possibly.
came into this,
Anthony McCarr, I think.
Oh, and
Say again?
with,
I think.
with
I
us,
could be wrong.
yeah, with us in our aircraft, we push the button and centers it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see us constantly, if you're watching us, just doing that, because it
Yeah.
lines it up. If we did it in this, it actually goes to heading select, right?
Yeah.
So if you had a pilot like me move from a Gulfstream to a 747, we'd probably be finding ourselves in heading all the time.
Yeah. So we're going slightly low at the moment, so should we slow down a little bit, or?
Yeah, well, what we could do is we'll just save it. If the VNAV doesn't go 200 or above, then we take over. It should, right? But if it doesn't, because right now it's in VNAV, so it's commanded to go there at 200 or above. But if it doesn't, we need to make sure that it doesn't, right? So in theory, they should be timing to actually hit it. So there's 21 for 200.
Have you had much of a chance to
If
follow?
I was concerned about it, I would just literally
You
hit
know what we're up
altitude,
to?
hold,
7-3.
but seeing as we're in the virtual world, we'll see if it looks like it's broken it by what?
Okay.
1 mile?
Yep.
So what we can do with the next one is do exactly what you were doing, which is
Yeah.
So right now it's figuring it's going to shallow to make the next one is between
Altitude target.
190 and 15 is its target.
Yep.
It needs to be below 19.
Yep.
So it's interesting. It was actually off by 200 feet.
Yeah. So
Yes.
now it's going to start going down again. This is interesting.
Yeah. So you see it working there. And you know what it may be? Is
Go on.
that in here it doesn't have this speed as its target. Okay, we're in the descent. What speed would you like for 47 Charlie?
Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy, slope maximum speed at this time.
We're slowing 47 Charlie.
Brings the decision back.
Lowest bracket. All right, so if I keep it on this scale, we can see if we're catching it.
Yeah. Drag required.
Okay. So let's say we don't want to get much more than we're doing.
Where's he then? 5 a.m.
So the next restriction
6
is
hours behind, 7 hours
15
behind, so he's
by waves. So we don't want to go below 15.
No, we want to go
In
below
America
15,
somewhere,
but above
yeah.
10. Oh, sorry,
waves.
yeah,
He
away.
might-
Midwest,
he
yeah.
might have mentioned
So,
Texas at some point,
yeah.
actually.
New York's 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what it does.
Midwest.
So he's just overhead waves now.
Yeah, so one of the reasons we're doing it, so we should go to vertical, actually flight level change would probably be better,
Okay.
because then it'll reduce the speed first,
Yeah.
do the altitude second.
Yeah.
And we go to 3027, set on the left.
Yep.
Okay. And it looks like we're now seen to be tracking at a good speed for him.
Amen, that's
So
Minnesota.
descent checklist was recall. Got nothing on the recall. And auto brake, go to reject and take off. Sorry. And number 2. Is that right? Because we got lots of runway.
Yep.
We could reject, but and landing data. I'm gonna do approach. Flap 25 is going to be
Okay.
indicated here. Flap 25 or ref 151. And approach briefing. Understood.
Okay.
Okay, descent checks complete. Altimeters are set now for the approach at 3027. We made waves at 15
Yep. So we're on profile.
on profile, and we can probably go back to VNAV now. And then what you might want to do is to go to the VNAV page and change the descent to 250 because we got
yep.
selected speed there. Just put it at 250 and then the auto throttle should be able to take over.
Yep.
VNAV it. So now we should keep pace behind this guy. Of right now it looks like about, what is that? What's the little marker there? That's 5. So that
Yeah, it's
should
about
be
6 miles, roughly.
Yeah.
6 or 7 miles.
Yeah. This is going to be epic. Okay.
Which stream down?
And epic was 10 or above,
Yep.
and below the 15. So we're in the profile now, and tracking.
You just keep doing that.
That's right. That's fine. Because it's just something I see, so it's not critical.
You coming in on left or right?
Right.
All right. So
Any reason?
No, we just elected to.
Because left is closer to the terminals.
It is.
Because you take a left off the runway and 3A terminals off to the left.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Oh, I heard other people being given it, so I just.
It doesn't matter. You just have to cross another runway.
Plus, that's what
That's more fun.
we want a challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
I know San Francisco well. Must have been in and out of there 50 times. I know San Francisco well.
Never been there before.
I've been in and out of there about 50 times.
Never been to the West Coast of Americas.
No, a great place.
San Francisco's cold compared with
Yeah. Yeah.
some bits. Well, yeah, certainly.
Cold, did you say?
Yeah, I
Quite
thought
often
so.
with fog.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And what's it? We're in November. Yeah, rainy season now, till March.
Yep.
We come from the Central Valley though, where it was 110.
We're obviously
shades.
going to make
San Francisco.
10,000.
That was. I think that was more the.
As we're doing it.
That was more the transition.
Yes,
Yeah, I
we're-
did that one.
Very good. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him because if he was descending this slow, he may start slowing,
Yeah.
like on approach.
Yeah.
Or
Can we go to flaps up speed?
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because catching him still. And put that in the box too.
Yep.
Very light. You observing sterile cockpit from 10,000 down?
Sorry, we're not going to respond to that.
Depends how desperate we are for a coffee.
Okay.
So we can do the 10,000 foot checks, which would be lights on and cabin lights, correct? Done.
Yep.
And check going through. I'm going to give you check 10,200 now.
Yep.
Sending
That's
to
what I have.
4,000 on the star.
Yep. 3027.
Excellent. 3565, Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy. Good night. Approach. Good evening, Speedbird 47 Charlie Heavy.
2, contact tower 120, line 5,
Keyboard.
Echo 12, contact tower 120, line 5, Hotel, Echo
3027 Speedbird 47 Charlie.
The control did just say to let him know that we were on a speed of 230 as well.
Yeah, he said he was aware of that.
Okay.
Said he's aware of your speed. But that's a perfect speed you chose there because we're just sitting exactly right behind him. That's good. Coming up on Eddie, and it was 6,000 and above. Looks like we're going to do that. At a speed of 240, which we're not required to do now. Okay, so we're over the coast.
That's cabin ready.
Very good.
looks like we're on profile as well.
Yeah. Eddie was 6 or above. Getting a view of the California coastline with their...
Ah, he said 28 left.
I noticed that. Roger, Speedbird 47 Charlie, cross Menlo at 4,000. Above, cleared the ILS 28 left.
Do you want to put that in?
Yes. Line a bit. Departure arrival, ILS 28 left. Confirm?
Yep.
And
Be the
Menlo?
Yep.
Transition? Sorry, I need to put in Surfer 1.
Yep.
Menlo transition.
Yep.
Agree?
Yep.
Okay. Executing. No change to the track. Changed.
Yeah, we just changed
That'll be
our
the speed, yeah.
yeah.
So just go to manual for a bit.
Yep.
And gonna go Surfer. 47 Charlie's been maintaining 230. Okay, resume normal speed and clear the ILS 28 left. 47 Charlie. Okay, so right now we should be direct swells.
What? Okay.
Because I'm just looking where.
Flap 1, please.
Flaps 1 selected. And on the.
So we're clear for the ILS runway 28 left as well, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now we haven't got this correct. So it's swells, which is on this page. I put that there. Previous page up to the top.
Where's that going?
Execute.
Okay.
Because it wasn't in sequence. So now we're going over swells. Going to Menlo at 4,000.
Okay.
We got 4,000 set.
Yep.
I see localizer coming alive there, so that looks good. Nav radio is showing an ILS for 28 left. Change my 28 right to 28 left. 28 left is 109.55. I see that 283 inbound out of 5 for 4. And you can, yeah, that's what I would do, arm the approach. And what's distance are we here? 18.4 back. So it looks like we're on a very nice profile. Well done there, Craig. And seeing as we changed that, I see Menlo at 4, Hyman at 31, and Duyet at 1800 IS, and the missed approach, a limb, correct, hold, and 4,000 feet. So FMS is good, glide slopes alive, and we may not get the glide slope. Okay?
Okay.
So
if we don't get the glide slope,
I'm going to take control.
Okay.
I think it's set Capt should be for localizer.
Yeah, it's just...
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Glide slope's in now.
Yeah. Normally you don't want to be descending unless you're on the localizer, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hold that. Can you put altitude hold on?
Okay, out hold.
Okay, thank you. And I'll do flaps 5, please.
Flap 5. No, I keep going the wrong way there.
Then flap 10, please.
Flap 10.
And can you bug the speed for flap 10, please?
Yep. We haven't got any. We're still on LNAV. Do you want LNAV?
Give me back approach selection. Okay. Actually, no, localizer.
Just localizer, yeah. Bloody speed thing.
Okay. What you can do is request the visual.
Okay.
Because I can see the runway, and that means I can descend.
Okay. And Spear 47 Charlie's requesting visual for a 28 left.
Good morning, Alpha 219 with you.
Thanks for stepping on me.
Okay, vertical speed, 1,000 1500 feet a minute, please. Vertical speed, 1500 feet a minute. No, I should look over there. Flaps 20, please.
20?
Yes. You're down landing checklist.
Get down.
Flap speed's good for...
Approach speed with 47 Charlie, we're going visual 28 left.
Radio altimeter.
Checks alive on the left side.
Okay, sorry, landing checklist,
Please.
speed brake.
Okay, full. Approach mode, please.
Approach mode?
Yes.
Go.
Okay, see capture, local glide.
Sorry, speed brake is armed. Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
20, we can go to flaps 25.
Flap 25.
And ref plus 5, please.
120.5, speed over 47 Charlie. Ref 0.5 you have. 120.5, speed over 47 Charlie.
Worldflight 2397, turn right heading 2.
Tower speed over 47 Charlie with you, ILS to 8 left.
Flying now, so yeah.
Okay, runway 28 left. Speedway 47 Charlie.
That's my favorite.
1000.
That checks.
Okay, cabin report is
ticket is
received, and that's the landing checklist complete. Just waiting for clearance to land.
Okay, all the... and when we get that, we'll put all the lights on.
Okay. Tower speed 47. Tower speed 47. Don't panic. Yet. Don't panic, Mr. Mallory. To confirm we're clear to land? Yeah. Please.
Speedbird 47 heavy from a 2 left clear line.
47 Charlie clear to land, 28 left.
50 above. Decide.
Landing.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Very nice.
Oh, you do
what
that.
would you like?
Go ahead.
What would you like?
I'm so used to doing that idle.
Idle?
Yeah.
Was that good? Or
That's
was
the
that
best landing all week by some margin.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, manual brakes.
80 knots. 60. Forward idle.
Yes, please. Thank you for the prompts.
Got a little bit of scenery.
Yeah.
That for us?
Okay, vacate left, no delay, speed 47 Charlie.
Speedbird 47 Charlie, left, no delay, short Bravo.
Maybe take that high speed there, 'cause I don't know.
Got a Gravo ground on 121.8, speed 47 Charlie.
Bit dodgy.
Hurry up, Craig.
Dodgy scenery, yeah.
Will do.
Said hi Craig or something, right?
Exists.
This might be the flight beam.
Okay.
You asked Gary, he can't remember, so.
Ground Spear 47 Charlie with you, vacated 28 left to holding short of Bravo.
Worldflight Charlie, San Francisco Grand, welcome to San Francisco. Taxi radar from Bravo to the ramp.
Taxi to Bravo to the ramp, Spear 47 Charlie.
So we can pick our own gate?
Yep, pretty much.
Where do you want to go?
Wherever you want to go, I don't care.
Auckland.
Auckland.
Yeah. Look at all these choices.
Alright.
Wow.
So flaps up after landing checklist, please.
Okay.
And just the outboard lights.
Just the outboards. Strobes go off.
So, alright. Can you give me the page so I can see where the rudder is? Because I mess this up all the time. I keep touching the rudder. Okay, so that looks good.
Okay. After
Maybe we
landing,
might have a little-
checklist complete. Happy to start APU?
Yes, please. Yeah, see an aircraft clearing the runway. There.
We could run it through Rex Clear.
Have you contacted your influence? Delivery should be online now. Contact him over to you or at PDC.
All the way around to the right used to be the British Airways.
Down in that corner.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
Yeah.
That's
Should we
right.
go there? You know where it is, Ralph?
Yeah, yeah.
You want
round
to show me?
Yep, round to the right.
Contact him over to you.
And don't want to take it too far away for the next crew.
Yeah.
But maybe the about the third gate now. You should be pretty good.
Good, okay.
That's pretty accurate. So you're near Highway 101.
San Francisco ground, good evening, or good morning, sorry. United 664 requesting a radio check. United,
Yeah, any gate down here, I guess, will do any stand.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go into that one there.
Should we contact you for permission to push start 664?
Got the
Yes, please.
lights off, yeah.
If you're in the same non-movement area, then you
53.
can push back a pilot expression. We will call back United 664. Ground system 10 whiskey on to the gate, please.
Still haven't got this steering done very well, but anyway.
Bravo to the ramp, system 10 whiskey.
That looks pretty cool. Is my wife there? Beauty.
Beautiful.
Beauty.
Beautiful.
Alright,
This
parking
one
brake
goes
set.
to
Aux.
off. I have started the APU, but I don't know. Can we go on?
Gary,
Yeah.
how are you?
And what
Well,
did it show?
uh,
APU?
Yeah, APU is
Percent?
running here, and
Okay, it is available and has switched in.
Okay,
yes,
switch there.
so
Okay.
are
Yeah.
we on APU
We're
now?
on APU 2.
Okay.
Let's do one.
Okay, APU
Yeah,
1.
and that's anticipated caution.
Okay.
Good. Go ahead.
Shut down.
Shut down.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Boop.
Leave those
Max
for the
can stay on.
passengers. Yeah.
Yep.
Cargo heat you already got. So that's
Yep.
good. That one good. Yep.
Turn that
Because the
to
ground
off.
crew confirmed the chocks are in place.
Yep. Okay, shut down checklist.
Yes, please.
Okay, parking brake.
Is set. Up there, right? Somewhere. There it is. Good. Didn't lose a demerit point.
Hydraulic demand pumps.
4 off.
Fuel pumps.
All off.
Beacon.
Off.
Doors.
We had to do the sim. Doors. Auto, I guess. That's closed. It should be open. Okay.
Fuel control switches.
I see 4 off.
Transponder.
2000 and
Yep.
standby and TCAS is off.
Seatbelt signs.
Belt signs are off. Oh, you're
Then
good.
Just 8 cars.
Nice job, Craig.
Very well done. Nice landing.